Hello po. Nandito po tayo ngayon para magbigay ng comment at ng reaction tungkol sa kung anong nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea at sa South China Sea. Ito po, panoorin po ninyo ang video na ito. Ito po ay importante. Pero may comment po ako na isa na bakit ang Vietnam ay parang hindi sila kasali sa paglalaban ng territory na sila ay merong 21 islands sa loob ng Philippine Economic Zone at ang China ay mayroong 9 na island at ang Pilipinas ay may 9 na island. Lahat po yan sa loob ng Economic Zone ng Pilipinas. Ito po yung video.
War began. U.S. aircraft carrier attacked Chinese border near South China Sea. 1,000 troops deployed. According to credible sources, a U.S. aircraft carrier, accompanied by a fleet of warships, has moved closer and attacked the Chinese border in the South China Sea. The exact location and purpose of this maneuver remain unclear, but it is believed to be a response to China's growing assertiveness and militarization of the region. The American military just deployed 3 carrier strike groups, 20 bombers, and 12 nuclear attack submarines in the South China Sea, as it apparently intensified its activities in the region, a new Chinese report found. In the latest development of the ongoing geopolitical tensions between the United States and China, an incident has occurred that is likely to further strain relations between the two global powers. Reports have emerged suggesting that a U.S. aircraft carrier group has approached the Chinese border near the South China Sea, raising concerns about potential ramifications and the potential for a dangerous escalation. The South China Sea has been a subject of territorial disputes for several years, with China asserting its claims over the region and increasing its military presence in the area. The United States, along with several other nations, has expressed concern over China's aggressive moves and has been conducting freedom of navigation operations to assert its commitment to maintaining open seas and ensuring regional stability. The presence of a U.S. aircraft carrier in close proximity to the Chinese border is likely to exacerbate existing tensions between the two nations. This move could be interpreted as a show of force by the United States, challenging China's territorial claims and asserting its commitment to the freedom of navigation in the region. With both the United States and China maintaining a significant military presence in the South China Sea, the increased proximity of their forces raises concerns about the potential for accidental clashes or misunderstandings. Any miscalculation or miscommunication could quickly escalate into a dangerous confrontation. The South China Sea is a vital maritime trade route, carrying a significant portion of global trade. The escalating tensions between the United States and China have the potential to disrupt this crucial economic lifeline, affecting not only the two nations involved, but also the economies of other countries in the region. The latest move by the U.S. aircraft carrier could strain diplomatic relations between the two nations. It may trigger a strong response from China, which has repeatedly expressed its opposition to foreign military presence in the region. This could lead to a further deterioration of bilateral relations and hinder efforts to find peaceful resolutions to the existing disputes. The reported incident involving a U.S. aircraft carrier nearing the Chinese border in the South China Sea represents a significant development in the ongoing tensions between the two countries. As the situation continues to unfold, it is crucial for both the United States and China to exercise restraint and engage in diplomatic dialogue to prevent further escalation. Regional stability, open trade routes, and peaceful resolutions to territorial disputes should be prioritized to ensure the long-term prosperity and security of the region. In its report, the South China Sea Probing Initiative, SCSPI, a Beijing think tank, accused the United States of politicizing military operations against China in the disputed waters.
Oh, nakita na po ninyo at napanood. Yan po ang talagang nangyayari at dapat mangyari, at ang China ay walang kibo. Una, ngayon ay lumalaban kaparis ng Pilipinas, pero ang China po ay hindi gusto ang gera. Takot sila sa gera. Hindi pa kasi tapos ang mga barko nilang ginagawa. At pag yan ang natapos, which is 2027, sila po ang pinakamalaking naval fleet sa buong mundo. Kasi po, 400 na barko yan, malalaki. Ano po? Ang isa pa talagang kukunin nila ang Taiwan. Wala pong doubt na talagang, pero kailangan mag-umpisa ang gera sa West Philippine Sea, at para magkaroon ng diversion ang US forces, no? Yan po ang gusto nilang mangyari, na ikalat ang puwersa ng Amerika. Lahat sila, no? Pero hindi nila alam na ng Amerika kung anong mangyayari. Gagawa ka ng exit, kukunin mo ang Palawan, o gagawa ka ng exit, gagawin mo ang kukunin mo ang Batanes o ang Taiwan para meron kang exit. Mahirap mangyari. Ano po? Pero eto na po ang bagong balita na naman, na tinira ng US Naval ang isang helicopter ng Chinese, at yun ay pinabagsak. Anong ginawa ng China? Reklamo lang. Pares ng Pilipinas na nagrereklamo lang parati. Ano po? Panoorin natin ang video ito at nang inyong malaman ang totoo talaga na meron nangyayari.
U.S. Navy shoots down Chinese helicopter conducting unsafe maneuver in South China Sea. In a dramatic escalation of tensions in the South China Sea, the United States Navy took the unprecedented step of shooting down a Chinese helicopter that had engaged in an unsafe maneuver within the disputed waters. The incident, which occurred on July 14, has further strained relations between the two global powers, underscoring the volatile nature of the ongoing territorial disputes in the region. This article delves into the events leading up to the incident, the reactions from both sides, and the potential ramifications for regional stability. The incident prompted Secretary of State Antony Blinken to abruptly cancel a high-stakes trip to Beijing aimed at easing tensions. After first issuing a highly rare expression of regret over the incident, China has toughened its rhetoric, calling the U.S. shootdown an overreaction and a violation of international norms. China's defense minister refused to take a phone call from U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin to discuss the matter. The incident unfolded when a Chinese helicopter, believed to be on a reconnaissance mission, entered the South China Sea and engaged in a series of dangerous maneuvers near a U.S. Navy vessel patrolling the disputed waters. The helicopter allegedly flew at an alarmingly close distance, violating international aviation protocols and posing a serious threat to the safety of the U.S. Navy personnel on board the vessel. Despite repeated warnings to cease the dangerous behavior, the Chinese helicopter persisted, leading to the decisive action taken by the U.S. Navy. With the safety of their crew in mind, the U.S. Navy responded swiftly and resolutely to the perceived threat. Following established rules of engagement, the commanding officer made the decision to shoot down the Chinese helicopter, employing advanced anti-aircraft weaponry. The helicopter was subsequently downed, resulting in the loss of both the aircraft and its occupants. China swiftly condemned the action taken by the U.S. Navy, denouncing it as an act of aggression and a violation of international law. Beijing claimed that the helicopter was operating within its sovereign territory and accused the United States of provocatively challenging its territorial claims in the region. The Chinese government vowed to take appropriate measures in response to what it deemed a severe provocation. The incident has garnered international attention, with countries closely monitoring the evolving situation in the South China Sea. Several nations have expressed concerns over the increased tensions and called for calm, urging all parties to exercise restraint and resolve their disputes through peaceful means. The shooting down of a Chinese helicopter by the U.S. Navy represents a dangerous escalation and raises the risk of unintended conflict between the two powers. The ramifications of this incident are likely to be far-reaching. It further complicates the already contentious disputes in the South China Sea, potentially leading to heightened military posturing and an increased risk of miscalculation. The incident also highlights the ongoing power struggle between the United States and China, as both nations seek to assert their influence and control in the region. The shooting down of a Chinese helicopter by the U.S. Navy in the South China Sea marks a significant escalation in tensions between the two countries. The unsafe maneuver conducted by the Chinese helicopter and the subsequent military response by the U.S. Navy have further inflamed an already volatile situation, as the diplomatic efforts be intensified to prevent further deterioration of the regional security environment. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance that must be maintained in the South China Sea to ensure peace and stability for all parties involved. The United States Navy and Marine Corps are holding joint exercises in the South China Sea at a time of heightened tensions with Beijing over the shooting down of a suspected Chinese spy helicopter. The 7th Fleet based in Japan said Sunday that the U.S. Nimitz Aircraft Carrier Strike Group and the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit have been conducting integrated expeditionary strike force operations in the South China Sea. It said exercises involving ships, ground forces, and aircraft took place Saturday, but gave no details on when they began or whether they had ended. China claims virtually the entire South China Sea and strongly objects to military activity by other nations in the contested waterway through which $5 trillion in goods are shipped every year. The U.S. takes no official position on sovereignty in the South China Sea, but maintains that freedom of navigation and overflight must be preserved several times a year.
O yan po. Alam na po ninyo kung anong talagang nangyayari. Isa yan sa mga nangyayari. Ito naman po kung paano nila binura ang mahigit na 40 barko sa loob ng Pilipinas Territorial Economic Zone kasama ang Amerika. Panoorin natin. Ito po yung sinasabi nila na patigasan. Ang mga Keneso ay mga tigastiti. Magaling yan manloko, pero sindak lang naman yan. No? Pero kung ikaw ay pasisindak sa kanila, aaraw-arawin ka nila, tatakutin. No? Pero sa ngayon, hindi na pwede. Kasi talagang gusto na ng gera ng Amerika. Noon, hindi sila pumapayag. Nung si Presidente Duterte, inimbitahan sila na tirahin nyo at kami nang bahala. No? Hindi nila iniintindi si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ngayon, meron na silang ground para gawin ang gusto nila. Kasi bumabagsak na ang Amerika. Dahan-dahan. Dumadive, no? Dumadive yan, dahan-dahan, no? Gusto nila ngayon pumirme sa dati nilang posisyon. At ang China ay napakabilis tumaas. Hindi lang yan ang pinaglalabanan sa China Sea, pati po space. No? Gusto nilang mauna sa space na magtayo ng sibilisasyon at ng maraming mga space equipment na panlaban sa gera. Pero ang kalaban po nila dyan ay yung alien. Ito po yung isang video na pinalubog nila ng Amerika at ng Pilipinas ang barko vessel ng mga China. Panoorin natin.
Filipino forces came under attack in the South China Sea. A group of Chinese vessels launched an aggressive maneuver, posing a direct threat to the Filipino naval vessels. In response, the Philippines swiftly called for assistance from their longtime ally, the United States. The United States, concerned about the escalating tensions and the safety of their Filipino partners, decided to provide immediate support. They mobilized their naval assets and sent a strong message to China. As a result, a joint U.S.-Philippines operation was launched, targeting the Chinese vessels that had attacked the Filipino forces. In a show of force, 40 Chinese vessels were destroyed, sending shockwaves across the region. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. summoned Chinese Ambassador Wang Zilian in Manila on Tuesday to express his serious concern over the increasing frequency and intensity of actions by China against the Philippine Coast Guard and
O yan na po,
fishermen.
kitang-kita na at dinig na dinig ang mga nangyayari. Pinatawag na po ang embahada ng ang ambassador ng China sa Pilipinas para kausapin ni Bongbong Marcos, presidente ng Pilipinas, kung ano ang reklamo nila ay pakikinggan. Kung kayo'y nagreklamo, pakikinggan ng Pilipinas. Hindi ho ba opposite na ngayon ang nangyayari? Ano po? At hindi na tayo nagrereklamo. Sila na ang magrereklamo. Ano po? Yan po ang maganda. Sila ang nagrereklamo para pansinin mo. Hindi na natin sila pinapansin. Itinataboy na lang natin sila. No? Yan po ang maganda para sa bansang Pilipinas na miski 1 inches ay hindi sila pwedeng pumasok. Sige po, ako po ay magpapaalam na sa inyong lahat at gagawa po tayo ng isang video rin na reaction may mga comment na dapat nating intindihin. Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat at maganda pong araw o gabi. Sige po, paalam po sa inyong lahat.